Hello guys, myself Astha Patel. Today I am going to teach you about the in-service education. The in-service education is one of the type of staff development program. So first we will shortly describe about what is a staff development program. Staff development program is a process directed towards the personal and professional growth of the nurses and other personnel while they are employed by a healthcare agency. So, we are giving this staff developmental program to all the nurses and other personnel, other workers who are employed by a healthcare agency. So, these programs were conducted by the healthcare authorities or healthcare agencies, those who are responsible to provide the new knowledge to their employees like nurses and other healthcare professionals. Staff developmental program helps in updating knowledge and practice of professionals. So whatever new knowledge or new practice are come by the research, so with the help of staff development program, we are giving the knowledge of their new practices and the new standards. So by giving the education to the workers, to the employees, we can able to update their knowledge and practice. It is not only applicable to the nursing field but also in all the professional fields. So it is not only applicable in our field but it is applicable to all other fields who are professional in their work. Definition of staff development program. Staff development refers to all the training and education provided by an employee to improve the occupational and personal knowledge, skills and attitude of vested employees. So staff development programs were run by the employees. The employer are giving the information or giving the command to conduct the staff development program. So one employee is giving education about certain topics to the other employee. So by means of providing education, we are improving knowledge, skills and attitude of other employees. So one employee is given XYZ topic and he or she is giving education about that XYZ topic. By doing or giving this education, we can able to improve the knowledge, skills and attitude of all the employees who are attended that education program. Types of staff development. So there are 4 types of staff development program. First one is the induction training, another one is a job orientation, in-service education and last one is a continuing education. There are 4 types of staff development program. One is induction training. So what is the induction training? In the induction training, we are giving brief introduction about the agency's philosophy, purpose, policy and regulation. So whenever the new worker or new employee coming in the organizations, so for that purpose, to know about the philosophy, purpose, policy and regulations, we are providing induction training to the newcomer or new worker. It is given to each worker who are hired newly and it is given during his or her first 2 to 3 days of employment. And the goal of giving induction training is to ensure his or her identification with agency's philosophy, norms and goals. So induction training is nothing but we are giving introduction about organization's philosophy, rules and regulations, what are the purpose and goals of the organizations. This training was given to each new employee and it is the duration of induction training is first 2 to 3 days of his or her employment and the goal of induction training is to make the employee familiar with the agency's philosophy, norms and goals. Next type is job orientation. It is given to newly hired worker to know about workplace, clients and co-worker. So orientation is very familiar word. We are giving to the newly hired worker or newly employed worker, so that the worker is able to know about or to gather the information about his or her workplace, job setting, who all are the customer or clients of their organization, and about their co-workers. Third type is continuing education. It is planned activity directed towards meeting the learning needs of the nurse following basic education exclusive of full-time formal post-basic education. So continuing education in that, if the suppose worker is employed in our organization, but if he or she wish to update his or her knowledge, or he or she want to gather some degree, so we are giving, or the organization is giving the deputation to that worker, so that he or she complete their education and come back to the organization. So that is a continuing education. It is nothing but it is a deputation. The person is employed in one organization, but he or she wish to gather more knowledge or gather the degree. So for a certain period of time, he or she may go to the college or a certificate course program, and they are taking that certificate, they are taking the degree and come back to the same organizations. So the organization is providing the flexibility for the continuing educations. Here we are coming to our topic, that is a in-service education. In-service education is a continued program of education provided by employing authorities. So in-service education program was organized by the employer or employer agency. So they are providing this kind of education to enhance the workers' performance in their present job, to improve the knowledge, to update their knowledge, skills and attitudes, and lastly enhance their performance. The employing authorities are organizing such event to increase their knowledge. First definition of in-service education. In-service education is planned instructional or training program which is provided by an employing agency in the employment setting and designed to increase competence in a specific area. So it is a planned and training program, and this program is provided by the employing agency or the employer. It is provided in an employment setting only. Wherever the person is doing job, at that job setting this program is provided, and this program was designed to increase the competence in a specific area. So you should divide this definition. First, you should make that it is a planned instructional and training program. Okay, that is first thing. Another one is it is provided by an employing agency. Okay, third one, where it is provided. So it is provided in an employment setting only, and why it is provided. So it is provided to increase the competence in a specific area. Clear? Of in-service education. The education given to a nurse while in a service for her professional growth is called in-service education. So whenever the nurse is employed in any hospitals or a healthcare setting, those hospital and healthcare settings are providing the education to their employed nurse. So that is the in-service education. Aims of in-service education. In-service education help to improve professional growth and development. So first and foremost aim is to improve the professional growth and development of the worker. Next one is it gives a chance for promotion of a staff member. So if the staff members are updating their knowledge, so it will enhance their chances for getting the promotions. The individual nurse upgrade their knowledge and skills. So it is one-to-one basis, because one employee or one nurse is providing education and all the other nurses of their hospital are sitting and listening to his or her presentation. So ultimately it upgrades their knowledge and skills. Characteristics of in-service education. So it is provided in a job setting. So for providing in-service education, we are not hiring any conference hall or any meeting hall. It is only provided in a job setting, at a job place only. It is planned and ongoing. So we should have thoroughly planning of in-service education, and it is an ongoing process. It is a never-ending process, because we all know that learning is never-ending. So new trends, new technologies are coming. So to compensate that, or to get knowledge about new technological advancement, we keep do the learning. So it is an ongoing process. It is designed to meet the demands of changing needs, like scientifically, technically, medically, in respect to patients' care and treatment. So whatever changes occur in a science or in a technology or medical changes are occur. So to meet the demands of the changing needs, to provide the comprehensive patient's care, we are getting the in-service education. It helps the employees learning and improving his or her knowledge, skills and attitude. So ultimately it helps the employees to learn about something new, about something technically advancement, and improve his or her knowledge, skills and attitude. Here is the concept of in-service education. So in-service education is surrounded by these 4 criteria, 4 concepts. First one is, it is a planned education activities. As we have seen before, if we want to organize in-service education, it requires the thorough planning. So it is a planned education activity. It is provided in a job setting. So we are providing in-service education in a job setting itself. It is closely related to the service. So we have seen that this in-service education is not only we have taken in a nursing field, but it is applicable to all the professional fields. So depends on the fields. Suppose if we are related to the healthcare services, so we have to choose the topic related to our services. If any IT departments are there, information technology departments are there, if they want to perform the in-service education, so they will choose their topic by which is related to their service. Suppose they can choose the software technological topic, how to develop new software. In short, based on your job, based on your occupation, you have to select the topic. So it should be closely related to your services. And in-service education helps the worker to perform effectively. The overall goal of the in-service education is to improve the worker's efficiency, so he or she can perform effectively. So these 4 are the concept of in-service education. Next are the factors influencing in-service education. So in that, first one is cost of healthcare, manpower, changes in a nursing practice, standards of nursing practice and department organization. So first is the cost of healthcare. So in-service education program may increase the efficiency of nursing services, but it adds additional expenditure on a healthcare delivery system. No doubt, with the help of in-service education, we can able to upgrade our knowledge, but to provide the knowledge, we should also require some specific training or specific equipments. So it will increase, or it will add some additional expenditure in the healthcare delivery system. Next one is manpower. In-service education require qualified human resource. So the person who are qualified, that only responsible to give the in-service education program. So it should require trained manpower to provide in-service education program. Next one is changes in a nursing practice. Changes in a nursing practice leads to frequent changes in the program and in-service education, because day by day there are so many changes occur in our field, as well as standards of nursing practice are also changed day by day. So to compensate that, we have to frequently we have to do a changes in a in-service education program. Okay, changes of standards and nursing practice are coming day by day. There are various kind of changes occur in a nursing practice and a standards of nursing practice. So we have to change frequently the in-service education program. And last one is the department organization. So every department having the different kind of organization setup. So it may be varies from one department to the another department. So suppose department A have organized in-service education program in a very nice manner. They have choose topic very relevant to the new era. But department B is not that much qualified or that much expert to give the education like department A. So there are changes in a department. So departmental organization may also affecting the in-service education program. Next is the purpose of in-service education. It helps to improve the professional competence, keep the nursing personnel abreast of the latest trends and development of new techniques. So it will help the nurses to having the adequate knowledge about the latest trends and development in the new technologies. It also helps to update the knowledge and skills at all the levels. Nurses can update the knowledge regarding current research and development. So whatever current research, current trends are coming, so the nurse can update his or her knowledge by attending the in-service education program. Develops interest and job satisfaction among the staff. So it will create the interest, and if the employees are gaining the knowledge, so that will improve the job satisfaction of the staff also. Encourage the employees in achieving staff development and self-confidence. So if employees are having the thorough knowledge about the new trends and technologies, it will increase his or her self-confidence also, and that will be ultimately leads to the development of staff. Develop leadership skills, motivation and better attitudes by adopting this in-service education. Next are the scopes of in-service education. So maintenance of familiarity with the new knowledge and subject matter. So this in-service education program is attended by all the employees of the particular hospital or particular organization. So whatever new message, whatever new knowledge is given by the one employee during the in-service education, that should be familiar to each and every employee of that hospital. So it will help to maintain the familiarity of new knowledge and subject matter. Next one is increased skill in providing services. It also improves the attitude and skills of the worker. Greater skills in utilizing community resources and in working with the adults, and development and refinement of common values and goals. Next are needs of in-service education. In-service education is needed for development of manual, behavioral and communication skills, which is essential for execution of their job. So it will improve the communication skills and behavioral skills of the employee, so that they can nicely or they can essentially execute their job. It requires for development of decision making and managerial skills. So by getting the new knowledge or updating the knowledge, skills and attitude, the employees have stronger decision making power as well as managerial skill. It needs for introduction to their routine job, which are expanding new, higher and complicated. So it will also help to introduction of their new job, routine job and expanding the new technological competence. It requires for development of leadership skills. It also helps in increase the confidence among the worker, and it needs for development of analytical and innovative thinking for investigating the potentialities and efficiency of their job. So thank you guys. In a next video we will see about the approaches of in-service education, components of in-service educations, what are the planning methods of in-service educations. I hope you like my video. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much.